Hi, my name's Kate Hills and I'm a complementary therapist and a positive living empowerment coach, which you might be thinking, what is that? Well, I suppose the only way I can put it is I help people recognise their thought and behaviour patterns. And what this entails really is getting you to recognise what thoughts you have, what behaviours you have that really don't serve any purpose. I recently had an experience where I had a family member come to stay, and I suppose I was very, very aware of their thought patterns and how even in a good situation they kind of made it a negative situation, or there was always something to complain about. And I actually thought, but I too remember being like that many, many years ago, which is a good thing, because it's like now I think about my life here, now, in the present surroundings as well, at the Rollright Stones, which is an absolutely beautiful place to be. You know, I think about the times when my thought processes weren't really helpful to me either. And I think we all experience things like that. So when I was thinking about my family member, and I'm also putting together a workshop, and I thought, you know what, I'm actually going to focus this workshop on our thoughts and how our thoughts make us feel. And it led me to think of some questions really. First one, are you actually living the life that you want to live, or enjoying the life that you're living? And maybe for a lot of you, you'd actually say, well, does anybody really? You know, there's always things that you have to do, responsibilities. And then I thought, yeah, but being happy, isn't that fundamentally our birthright? It is, isn't it? We should all be happy. And then I thought, are we even aware of our thoughts? Are you aware of your thoughts? And how do those thoughts actually make you feel? Well, I know, like I say, many, many years ago, when my thought process wasn't right, I had such negative thoughts, and they were fear-induced really when I look at it, because it was always, I can't do this, I can't do that, no, I'm no good at that. And these fear-based thoughts actually stopped me from living the life that I wanted to live. Not only that, when I was 17 years old, you'll have to excuse the noise. When I was 17 years old, maybe we'll just wait for that to pass. Bit of noise going on in the background. But yeah, when I was 17, like I say, I was diagnosed with depression, anxiety, stress. I would get panic attacks. And I realised that I very much at that time, obviously I do respect what the doctors say, but at that time I became a victim, if you like, which when I think about it, I've never been a victim. But at that time, with the label that I had, I became a victim. I took medication for many, many years, until I was nearly 40 years old. So that shows you the time span. But I started to look into different things, because I've always had an inquiring mind, and I started to look at complementary therapies like Reiki, Indian head massage, which I'm qualified in, and I also teach. I'm a qualified hypnotherapist. I now teach meditation techniques, and like I say, I'm a positive living coach, which means so much to me, because I don't just help other people. I live this stuff, and I have to live this stuff every single day, because if I don't, I know I won't ever go back to that place, but I made up my mind many years ago, I'm never going back to that place where, you know, to be quite honest, I'd be waking up in the morning and before I even open my eyes, I'd have tears coming down my face because, to be quite honest, I didn't actually want to be here. Not that I ever wanted to do anything about it, but I just thought, what, another day? No, I don't want to be here. So at that point, and I think that was a light bulb moment, if you like, or the eureka moment, whatever that might be, I actually decided I was going to change my life. And I'm very happy to say that I have, and I am continuing to do so. And all the tools that I've learned, the skills that I've learned have been so beneficial to me. And I know you might be thinking, well, okay, come on then, Kate, share some. One thing that makes a big, big difference is actually having an attitude of gratitude, because it works on so many levels. And I still do it even now. When I go to bed at night, even if I, you know, on one level I think I've had a really not so good day, I still think about all the positives, all the wonderful things that I do have to be grateful for. And that really helps. And it's such a simple step. I was talking to a very young girl, she was 16 years old recently, who said to me, but Kate, what if you haven't got anything to be grateful for? She'd got bipolar, she'd been in an abusive relationship. And I said to her, do you know what? There is always something to be grateful for. Even if at those dark times we have to take it back to basics. And those basics might just be the fact that we're grateful that we've woke up this morning. We're grateful that we're still taking breath. We're grateful to have this beautiful sky to look at. Grateful that we have a roof over our head, that we have food to eat, you know. These things that we should be grateful for, but we forget so often because in society at the moment we're not taught to be grateful. And that is the first step that I took in actually putting my mind right. And although it's only a little step, it's actually a great big step, because if you can do that every night and every morning before you open your eyes, you see how much more you've got to be grateful for.